Speaking of cancellation, a story that I've been wanting to do for 2 shows now. I want to cancel fat phobia and that whole aspect of the body positivity movement. Maybe I'm a mean person. You can probably call me that. I don't care. People are now carrying, and this is why, people are now carrying the don't weigh me cards so that they don't have to get weighed when they go to a doctor because, quote unquote, fat phobia. So unfortunately, this is a thing now. People are living or trying to live so far outside of reality's parameters, they have convinced themselves that being morbidly obese isn't a health issue or a contributing factor in their declining health. So I'm not trying to rag on people who are a little overweight. It's actually really hard to eat healthy in our culture where everything's processed. There's not we're so, involved that we don't have time to take care of our physical health, a lot of people, unless you absolutely make it a priority. It's expensive and time consuming, and people don't have hours to go to the gym to stay in shape or to cook a healthy meal. And that's just a sad reality of how we live. And, instead of pushing out fat phobia, we can actually say, hey, let's try to make a cultural shift to a more healthy lifestyle. But with that said, if you're so fat that you go around talking about how chairs the most fat phobic thing ever, and yes, there is a TikTok to that. It's actually pretty viral. You can probably look it up pretty easily. Or you have to use one of those motorized scooters in the store just because you're fat and not, don't have any other health condition. Or you carry around one of these cards. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of it, but I will read it to you. You need to do something. I'm not here to rag on you. I'm telling you, you need to do something. If that something is walk for like 10 minutes, do it, please, for your own health. But I'm not going to pretend that you're not grotesquely fat either. So now, what am I talking about with these cards? It's been going around the internet actually for a while. I saw this a couple of years ago, and then saw it again recently. That's saying, on the front it says, please don't weigh me unless it's really medically necessary. If you really need my weight, please tell me why so that I can give you my informed consent. So already this card is rather stupid. Of course knowing your weight is necessary, and there's ways that you can go to the doctor and the doctor eases you into it, but at some point you need to step on the scale. Because knowing your weight to your height can give you a relatively good idea of, what health conditions you may have, or it can at least show its contributing factor to them. But it gets even more ridiculous, unfortunately. On the back it asks why, because most health conditions can be addressed without knowing my weight. Probably not. When you focus on my weight, I get stressed, and that's not healthy. Being 150 pounds overweight is probably more unhealthy, so maybe you should address it. Weighing me every time I come in for appointments and talking about my weight like this is a problem, like it's a problem, it is, perpetuates weight stigma and it's known as serious health risk. Okay, you don't want to be stigmatized, literally go out and walk. There's actually a video online I recently watched where a 700-pound man just started going to the gym. He started doing this with his arms forwards, then he went backwards, did some other stuff, went really easy, and in a year and a half he lost 200 pounds of weight, and within a couple of years after that he was actually down to a normal healthy body weight. You can do it. Trust me, if he can do it, you can do it. And then lastly it says, I pursue healthy behaviors regardless of my weight status. See health at every size. I doubt it. I do. If you're that much overweight, you're probably not pursuing healthy behaviors. I don't see how you could be, because you can't move to do them. So, and if you were moving to do them, then your weight would go down. So, talked about this before. There's some great benefits of just adding a little bit of workout time to your day. One, you'll lose weight right off the bat. I know we've been talking about it, that it's not a problem. It is. you'll lose weight. 2, your joints will be healthier. Carrying that strain is not good for a lot of things. One of them being your joints. It will help your joints not hurt. Also, drinking water. Little known fact that's pretty well known. 3, health conditions won't be as serious. COVID won't be as bad. Even Biden's administration and the CDC are starting to open up to this. Finally. 4, you'll be happier. 5, you won't be as tired all the time because your heart's not having to pump blood through all of that. The list just goes on and on and on. It requires some personal sacrifice. Requires maybe cooking a little bit of chicken. You might be hungry from time to time as you lose weight. But that's okay. It's a good thing. I promise you, it's a good thing. It's a good feeling to go out walking and to even if you don't push yourself that hard, when you get back and you have sweat and you get done and you sit down and you realize, I did it. I did something good. It's great. It's a great feeling. So, before you leave, people who care about you, probably earlier than you have to, go for a walk. If it's back and forth down your driveway, if it's just down the street, do it and drink more water. Because America has too many people who are way overweight and need help. Now back to the fat phobia thing. That's another thing. Don't believe it when people tell you they're scared of fat people. We're not. We can outwalk you. But we're not trying to make life more difficult for you. You are making life more difficult for yourself by not accepting the fact that something needs to change. So it's canceled. The whole movement. Not body positivity. People who have lost arms and legs, they shouldn't feel bad about themselves. But if you're grotesquely overweight, maybe you should. You should. You should not feel comfortable in your body. You're not attractive. I don't tell you that to be mean. I tell you that you have the time and the chance to do something.